Welcome to Jayhawk Wednesday. Update on the score. It's getting close, getting very tight. Dan 66, Julie 65. So she's bridged the gap, and man, it's tense now. We're having fun. What a deal. We played, 65 to 66. A lot of games of cards. We're having fun though. Hey, and by the way, there has been somebody who has texted me this past week that Julie lets me win. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Drop down and give me 50 right now. No, I'm kidding. Tweet of the day. Nobody cares more about proper hydration than a child who's been kissed goodnight. Isn't that great? Nobody cares more about proper hydration than a child who's been kissed goodnight. After you tuck them in bed, I'm thirsty, right? Yeah. It's because they care about proper hydration. Here's the question of the day. Parents, kind of drum up your past. How much was your allowance and what did you like spending it on? That'd even be a fun question for couples to sit around the table. What was your allowance and what did you like spending it on? I remember mine was like, when I was growing up, I remember 35 cents a week during a certain season. And it was like, go down once a week to the Rexall drugstore and buy gum and candy. Take some time, have some fun, family interaction. Lessons from the life of Joseph. Yesterday, there were two tests came out of chapter 42, verses 1 through 28. The two tests: will the brothers abandon Simeon just like they abandoned Joseph? And the second test: will the brothers be of integrity and acknowledge that they have not paid for the original grain shipment? So now we pick it up in chapter 42, verses 29 through 38. So spend some time, push the pause button, and spend some time reading chapter 42, verses 29 through 38. When you first read verses 29 through 33, the 9 brothers, sons of Leah, they have to now give an account why Simeon is not with them. Can you imagine the tension? Hi, Dad, we're home. And now they've got to come clean. Hey, Dad, here was what happened. This fellow who's the leader, we know as Joseph, but they didn't know that. He thought we were spies. So he made some demands. When we return, we're supposed to bring our youngest brother, Benjamin. This way he'll know that we are men of integrity, that we're not spies, that we're honest men. Hey, and by the way, in the meantime, Dad, he is holding on to Simeon as collateral. Oh, and there's one more thing. The money that we brought with us to pay for the grain, somehow it wound up back in our knapsacks. And so I think they're assuming that we didn't pay our bill for the grain that we supposedly purchased. Oops. I'm sure Jacob just went through the roof looking at these guys like, are you guys a bunch of cotton-headed ninny-muggins? Jacob's response is probably what they anticipated. It's blame. First Joseph, now Simeon, and now you're suggesting that I put Benjamin in harm's way? It's pretty clear from reading this little passage, Jacob doesn't want to send Benjamin back. Why? Because he's gripped with fear. Losing Benjamin, you get the feeling, would just put him over the edge emotionally. It would be too much for him to bear. But there's an interesting window. Reuben, one of the brothers, guarantees that he will return Benjamin if Jacob allows him to go. Jacob, the leader, observe the blame, observe the fear. Jacob's really revealing his shortcomings as a leader. All the biblical characters were not just pristine and perfect. This was not a godly response. And, observation from a parent standpoint, nothing good comes from scolding. There's a difference between scolding and correcting. Scolding brings shame in the midst of a, hey, figure it out on your own next time. Whereas correcting looks at a mistake as an opportunity to instruct. Big difference. But notice the changes occurring in the brothers. 20 years ago, they lied about Joseph. Now they're telling the truth. 20 years ago, they blamed an animal for the death of Joseph. Well, and now, today, in Reuben, they're taking responsibility for Benjamin and ultimately Simeon. Here's the principle. God is more concerned with your long-term character development than he is with your short-term reaction. Most of us react improperly in the heat of the battle. God is more concerned with their long-term character development. And the last chapter hasn't been written about the people that we write off now because of their mistake. And so here's the application. Be more concerned with long-term character development than with one mistake today. Don't overreact. Don't overreact and just, whoa, the sky is falling, you're a miserable nincompoop. No, think about the idea. Don't shame, don't scold, correct. Look at a mistake as an opportunity to instruct. Be more concerned with long-term character development than with one mistake today. Great principle. Makes life a lot easier for you too. Have a great Wednesday. Tomorrow's supposed to warm up a little bit, and so we'll see you on Thursday. So have a great Rock Chalk Jayhawk Wednesday. Bye for now.